Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Seahawks recap show. Game recap: Seahawks versus Browns for Week 8. And oh my God, why can we never just have an easy win? Why is it always got to be a struggle? Why does it always have to be hiking my blood pressure up at 21 years old? I felt I felt sick to my stomach after watching that. I'm glad we won. I'm glad we're 5-2, but the amount of stress I felt during that game was something else. But anyways, how are we feeling on this Halloween weekend win for week 8 versus the Browns? Let's get into reliving this game, and it was a tough one. Seahawks win 24-20 against the Cleveland Browns. Let's start off with the home team and their stats. For your Seattle Seahawks, they had 362 total yards, 248 yards passing, 114 yards rushing, 6.6 yards per play, had 17 first downs. They went 4 for 12 on third down efficiency, which is just something that I'm just like, okay, that's kind of bad, guys. You still are pretty bad in that department. You need to kind of fix that. But they went 1 for 1 on fourth down, had 55 total plays, 1 sack allowed, 5 punts, 7 penalties for 43 yards given up. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But how many times do I have to come on here and talk about the penalties? We will get to that more in depth in my final thoughts. We had no fumbles, 2 interceptions thrown, one that was a forced ball by Geno Smith, and then the other one was just a miraculous catch by DT Maurice Hurst. I don't blame the deflection on Geno Smith for that. That was just an amazing play by Maurice Hurst. They had 23 minutes and 20 seconds of possession time. On the other side, you've got the Cleveland Browns. They had 385 total yards, 230 passing yards, 155 rushing yards, 5.1 yards per play, 23 first downs, went 6 for 15 on third down, went 0 for 1 on fourth down, had 75 total plays, 3 sacks allowed, 3 punts, had 4 penalties for 25 yards, 1 fumble lost, and 2 interceptions thrown. PJ Walker threw an interception to Tariq Woolen and also threw an interception to Julian Love with the help of Jamal Adams' deflection. Let's get to Ryan's focus players, shall we? And let's talk about Geno Smith for a second. He went 23 for 37, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And man, the interception department, let's talk about that. The red zone offense for Seattle this season, I didn't know would be this horrific. Geno Smith is throwing the ball into some tight coverage with no idea. I have no idea why he's forcing the pass to DK Metcalf. Martin Emerson Jr., not trying to take away his interception, not trying to say that that wasn't a good play, but you do not throw that type of a ball right to Emerson Jr. There was no way Metcalf was catching that ball. No way he was catching the ball. He came this close, but at the end of the day, you've got 3 points in your back pocket. Again, I've said that again and again. He's got 3 points in his back pocket. He doesn't need to force it to the end zone. Do a check down. Do something safe with the ball. So that even if you don't get a touchdown, oh, well, you still get 3 points. And you come into the second half up and getting the ball at half. So, smarter decision making with the ball and, clock management. Don't try to force it and play hero. For Kenneth Walker, though, we get 8 carries, 66 yards, averaged 8.2 yards per carry with 0 touchdowns. I don't know what happened with the run game. I get it is the Cleveland Browns. I get that they've got a pretty decent defense. And by when I mean pretty decent, I mean first in the league type defense. So I get it. I get it why Kenneth Walker really didn't have a good game. But it looks like Seattle ran away from the run. They didn't use the run enough in this game. And I think that's part of why Kenneth Walker's numbers are so low in this game. But we get to wide receiver Tyler Lockett. And again, he's just a reliable target. He is the best player on this offense. And he's just amazing. 8 receptions for 81 yards, averaged 10.1 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. He had the 1 touchdown in the first quarter, and he was the guy that got us most of our third down conversions. I believe he got 3 of the 4 that we had. So nice to see from Tyler Lockett. Another solid game from him. Let's get to the Browns. It's PJ Walker going 15 for 31, had 248 yards, had 2 touchdowns, and this should say 2 interceptions. One to Julian Love via Jamal Adams' terrific deflection, like a terrific, like kind of header deflection. You know, the one that you would see in European football. Yeah, that's literally what Jamal Adams did. And another one by Riq Woolen. And man, Riq Woolen did some amazing things in this game, and he did some very puzzling things in this game. But good to see that Riq Woolen gets an interception there. Let's talk about Kareem Hunt for a sec. 14 carries, 55 yards, averaged 3.9 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. Nice to see the run defense actually stepping up on Kareem Hunt, but this backfield, man, for the Browns, I didn't know the Browns offense was second in rushing, like at all. I had no idea the rushing game was this good. I guess I didn't pay enough attention to Kareem Hunt this season, but he's having a really good, solid season for them, and I'm really happy for him because he deserves to be on an NFL roster, and I hope he signs in the offseason, either if that's with the Browns or someone else, to be a starting running back. But we get to wide receiver slash tight end. It's David Njoku, and he has 4 receptions for 77 yards, 19.2 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. This guy, David Njoku, is very interesting to me because I really like him as a pass catcher. I think he's a good enough tight end to where he can be useful, and he really showed up in this game, you know, catching the 1 touchdown that needed to be caught to, I believe, get this Browns offense started off in the game. It was a really nice catch and a really good effort from David Njoku today. Let's get to Seattle's defense. Let's get to Mario Edwards Jr., defensive end. He had 3 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackle, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. He would have had the 1 sack if it wasn't called for roughing the passer, but that's how it goes. You get penalized even if you breathe on the quarterback, it seems. So not very mad at Mario Edwards. He did very well today. And let's get to strong safety Jamal Adams. 5 solo tackles, 3 assisted tackles, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. But that deflection that sealed it for the Seattle Seahawks to Julian Love, he knew he wasn't going to take that pick. He knew he wasn't going to be able to take that pick. So he just headed it with his head and got it to Julian Love. And nice to see the Jamal Adams train back on its rails. Just a great player for this run defense, and it's really nice to see him back. And we get to the linebackers, and it's not Bobby Wagner or Jordan Brooks for this game. It is right outside linebacker Boy Amafe. 3 solo tackles, 5 assisted tackles, 1 sack, 0 interceptions. I can't get enough of Boy Amafe. The amount of pressure this guy puts on the quarterbacks, the amount of pressure that this guy generates with just his presence alone. He is going to be a very, very good player for this Seahawks defense. And it's really nice to see him getting off well. Really good game from him, and I hope that continues in the future. But we get to the Browns defense, and we're talking about Maurice Hurst. D tackle, had one solo tackle, one assist, 0 sacks, and one interception. That deflection was not on Geno Smith. I'm not taking away anything from Maurice Hurst here. His ability to intercept the ball as a DT, he is a DT. That is his second interception in his career. Great to see from him. Just deflected the ball, batted it back to himself, and caught it one-handed. Just a miraculous play. Good for him. Terrible to see as a Seahawks fan, but very impressive play nonetheless. And we get to DB corner Martin Emerson Jr. 5 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackle, 0 sacks, 1 interception. This was just a forced ball from Geno Smith to DK Metcalf that he just picked off and read completely. And he almost picked off another one. He would have had 2 interceptions if he didn't drop the ball, but he would have gotten a pick 6 for his team if he didn't drop the ball in the fourth quarter, I believe. Man, he was everywhere, and he was very, very good. I like that. I like to see Martin Everson Jr. being a very good player, and I hope he continues this for the rest of his season. Finally, we get to linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, or JOK. He had 3 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackle, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions, but man, he's just a beast of a linebacker. He can cover, he can pass deflect. He's a very reliable linebacker out there against top talent, and it's really nice to see him blossoming into a franchise cornerstone for the Browns. Good to see him play this well. Ryan's final thoughts and what went well. Well, the offense in the first quarter was amazing, jumping out to a 14-0 lead. Good pass rush this game to force PJ Walker into some mistakes. And congrats to Julian Love for his first pick as a Seahawk. We are now 5-2 on the season and are now first place in the NFC West, thanks to the Bengals for beating the 49ers. That was amazing. What to improve on? Oh my God. What not to improve on, really, is the title of this, because my heart can't take this, man. My heart can't take these games where we shouldn't be having such an issue. The amount of penalties that we had on the defensive side of the ball that literally gave Cleveland at least 4 first downs for free is not okay. The illegal hands to the face was a big problem from Rick Woolen. The PI call on Rick Woolen, whether you think that is a PI call or not, it still happened. It still gave them a first down and still gave them a touchdown. So whether you want to blame it on the refs or not, you guys need to play a lot more discipline, because you guys are the most penalized team in the NFL. That is not good. Offense, I know you are going up against a strong Cleveland Browns defense, but getting shut out 2 straight quarters, the second and the third quarter, is not good enough. You are supposed to be a playoff team. If you want to make it in the playoffs, if you want to do anything in the playoffs, you have to play better offensively. In the red zone, you guys seem to want to throw the ball away in so many situations where we're leaving points on the table. We get down to the red zone and we stop doing things. We stop making clean reads. The play calling is not as great in the red zone. It forces Geno Smith to make these decisions where he thinks he has to force the ball all the time. That's not good. We can't have that. You want to do something in the playoffs, you need to fix these errors. It's not okay. And my final thoughts. Great win for Seattle, even though it was just such agony watching this. We're 5-2, first place in the NFC West. It was a very entertaining game, a lot of explosive and crucial moments by both teams. Some good turnovers there, nice to see. But my blood pressure and my heart cannot take the stress of this game. As a Seahawks fan, you'd think I'd be used to close games and having my blood pressure rise about 50 points, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm 21 and I shouldn't be sweating this much when it comes to watching Seahawks play. Cleveland, you guys are a truly scary team to come up against because your defense is insane. You guys are really showing up. And also, let's not forget the run offense. Your entire offense. Kareem Hunt and Pierre Strong Jr. and the screenplays you guys are developing, it's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch this in action because you guys are so good with that run game. And I like the way you guys are playing because you guys run the ball a lot so that you break down defenses for extraordinarily long drives that chew up the clock immensely quickly so that you don't have to do as much on offense or defense. And you guys can win games just extremely well. I like that you guys are a scrappy team to face. I hope to see you guys in the playoffs. After all you guys have done this season, you guys deserve it. And you guys deserve a shot at the AFC title or maybe even a Super Bowl. That's how much I've liked facing you guys. Good luck to the rest of you guys in your season, and I hope to see you guys in the playoffs. But, anyways, that is it for the Seahawks game recap of Week 8. Seahawks versus Browns. I'd like to know from Seahawks fans how you're feeling about this win. Was it as stressful for you guys as it was for me? Because, oh man, it was. I hope to see you back here on the channel on Saturday, as it'll be News of the Week, episode number 13. Anyways, this is Ryan Koki of the Seahawks Recap Show, signing off. Go Hawks, go! And let's see what we can do in Week 9